own moral code to defend Herschel Walker so Republicans can win a Senate seat. Or, just maybe, it was never about morals, because it was always about power. Power and control, which is why folks like Mitch McConnell can brush it off so easily. And prominent conservatives like Eric Erickson, who is pro-life, can dismiss the allegations as, quote, old news. And right-wing columnists like Kurt Schlichter can say he, quote, doesn't care. Now, I should note NBC News has not confirmed the story or corroborated the Daily Beast's evidence. Today, Walker once again denying the allegation, saying he's never asked anyone to get an abortion. Joining me now is Molly Jong-Fast, contributing writer at The Atlantic and host of the new podcast, Fast Politics. Molly, my friend, thank you so much for being here. You know, for Dana Lash and the GOP, was it ever really about morals? I mean, they like to be the morality police, but hasn't it always just simply been about power and control?
Yeah, I think you're really seeing how they took advantage of evangelicals here and pretended to believe in stuff they really didn't, just to win. And you see that they're just saying sort of the quiet part loud, which is, I'm surprised at how brazen they're being, but I guess it makes sense. Look, the men who are defending him are people who have been accused of worse. I mean, Newt Gingrich is hardly an advertisement for marriage. I mean, I think that there's a sense in which this Republican Party has gone down a rabbit hole so deep that they are just, you know, the goal is power and nothing else.
So some people in the GOP, Molly, are just brushing off the story, saying they don't believe it. Others are going further, saying, like you said, that they don't care. It is brazen. That's the adjective we keep on hearing time and time again. How is it possible, then, that that hypocrisy, being so great, doesn't damage Herschel Walker and his chances from what we've seen in terms of support from within the GOP?
Well, I mean, I think we have to assume that the Trumpy base is cooked in, right? They don't care. Trump had so many different allegations during the campaigns, and he's never sort of lost his base. And even like what's happened with the FBI at Mar-a-Lago seems to have not, caused him problems with his base. But I think the question is, will Herschel Walker get those sort of swing voters, those women in the suburbs, and, the voters who might have sort of said, well, we want lower taxes, so we'll just go along with this. And I guess it's too soon to tell. And I think a lot of us don't really trust polls at this point. So we're all kind of just waiting. But yeah, I mean, it's shocking. And I think really ultimately the top line is that they really don't believe in the stuff they're saying they believe in.
So you mentioned him just a minute ago. Let's take a quick listen to Newt Gingrich backing Herschel Walker on Fox News.
I talked to Herschel about this morning, and I've known Herschel a good while. I think he's a remarkable person. I think he's the most important Senate candidate in the country because he'll do more to change the Senate just by the sheer presence, by his confidence, by his deep commitment to Christ, by the degree to which he is, he's been through a long, tough period. He had a lot of concussions coming out of football. He suffered PTSD.
Molly, according to Newt Gingrich, Herschel Walker is qualified to serve in the United States Senate because of his commitment to Christ and his concussions. Is that what Gingrich is saying? Christ and concussions will lead the way?
And also his presence. Don't forget, senators have to have presence. I mean, it's just wild stuff. I feel like concussion should not be a defense. And also maybe not a winning final message going into a campaign. The reality is we have these Republicans who will defend the indefensible, and they'll do it. I mean, in this case, it's not so much indefensible as much as it's just he says he's pro-life. He says, and then we see he's written a get well card to his girlfriend for having an abortion. And I think that ultimately the question is, will there be swing voters who say, like, these people are hypocrites? But ultimately, we're going to sort of have to wait and see. I do think that we really are seeing here that power is the #1 game. And there's nothing that this modern Republican Party will do to abandon a candidate.
Power and a race to the bottom always. Molly Jong-Fast, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.